Hello friends! So today we are going to read some very interesting stories. So let's get started. The first story is The Rabbit's Fear. A young rabbit was sitting under a bell tree when a bell fruit fell down on his head. He was brooding about his own problems. When the fruit fell, he looked upwards at the sky and said, "Oh God, the sky is about to fall." He began to run. When other rabbits asked him what the matter was, he said, "Run, the sky is about to fall." They too started running. Slowly, all the animals in the jungle were running with them. Then a lion stopped them and asked what the matter was. The rabbits told them. "Who saw the sky falling?" asked the lion. The young rabbit stepped up. The lion asked to be taken to that spot. Once they reached there, the lion saw the bell fruit that had fallen on his head and showed it to him. The rabbit felt very silly and apologized to everyone. Now the next story. The Elephant and the Jackal. The next story, The Elephant and the Jackal. Once there lived an elephant who was very arrogant. Nobody liked him, but he still wanted to be the king of the jungle. One day, a jackal was roaming around in search of food. He saw the elephant. He thought it was an excellent opportunity to get rid of the arrogant elephant. He went to the elephant and said, "Sir Elephant, I live in the forest in the next village. The animals there are looking for a new king. Will you come with me and be our new king?" The elephant was thrilled. "Of course," he said, and started marching happily with the jackal. On the way, there was a pit covered with grass. The elephant did not notice it and fell inside. He called for help, but the jackal did not come. The elephant lay inside it, injured for many days, and then died. The third story, The Lion and the Cat. Once there was a lion who kept a mouse for a pet. He was usually happy to indulge his pet when he played. Slowly the mouse began to play on his body when he was asleep. This annoyed the lion. Soon he was so annoyed that he thought of getting rid of the creature. So he reached a cat. He went to a large cat and said, "Please, Mr. Cat, will you come with me to a place where there are many mice? And you can feed on one every day." The cat was happy to accompany the lion to his cave. When the mouse saw the cat, he was very scared. He hid in his hole for a few days. But when he couldn't control his hunger anymore, he came out. The cat pounced on him and killed him. Then he waited and waited for many days. He realized there were no more mice. The lion had tricked him. Instead of complaining to the lion, he left the cave quietly. The next story, The Fake Sage. A king once had a wise minister to advise him on everything. One day, when the minister was away in another city for work, a fake sage arrived in the kingdom. He duped people with his tricks and made a name for himself. Soon the king invited the fake sage to the court and gave him a prominent position. By that time, the minister returned. He realized what had happened. When he met the man, he said, "So what special powers do you have?" The fake sage said, "If you lock me in the prison, I can leave my body and take the form of an angel, go to the heaven and return within the day." "Then let's do one thing, Your Majesty," said the minister. Let's burn his body when he's taken the form of an angel. That way, we'll see him as an angel forever." The moment the minister lit the pyre, the fake sage ran away to protect his life and never returned. The next story, The Merchant and the Thief. A rich old merchant lost his wife. He was lonely, so he offered another merchant lots of money to marry his young daughter. The merchant, though rich, looked old and bad with his grey hair and wrinkled skin. The young woman didn't like him at all. One day, a thief crept into their home in the middle of the night. The woman woke up, saw him, and clutched her husband. He woke up and was pleasantly surprised to see his wife clinging to him. He saw the thief and said, "Thanks to you, my wife's holding my arm. Take whatever you want from my house." But the thief laughed. "It is risky to steal anything now that you have spotted me," he said. "I will come back another time." The thief left. From that moment, the young woman began to treat her husband with love and affection. Next story, The Farmer and the Cobra. A farmer worked very hard in his field but earned very little. One day, he saw a cobra sitting on an anthill on his farm. He began to worship the snake as the god of the field. He bought him a bowl of milk and left it near the anthill. When he went to pick it up the next day, there was a gold coin in it. The farmer was very thrilled. Every day he would leave a bowl of milk for the cobra near the anthill. The next morning, he would be rewarded with a gold coin. One day, the farmer had to go to the city for some work. He left the task of feeding the cobra to his son. He also told him the secret about the gold coins. The farmer's son was a greedy man. He thought the cobra must be sitting on a pile of gold coins. He wanted them all at once. So instead of feeding the snake, he tried to stack him with a stick. The angry cobra bit him and he died. The farmer was heartbroken when he saw his dead son. He went to the cobra to apologize for his son's actions. The angry cobra replied, "We can't be friends anymore, as neither can ignore the pain." The cobra asked the farmer to never approach him. The next story, The Ant and the Fly. An ant and a fly got into an argument about who out of the two of them was stronger. The fly said she was stronger. "I am bigger than you, ant. I am always the first one to be wherever sweets are being prepared. I always get to taste them before anyone else. And I can sit on the heads of humans, even king." The ant replied, "I may be tiny, but I am wise. I save food in the summer for the winter. You have to look for food every day, and you get swatted by a fly swatter, whether it's winter or summer." The fly was speechless and accepted that the ant was stronger. See you in the next video.